What's up? So it's my day off, and I'm supposed to cook something for dinner tonight, and I can't cook worth a hoot. So I talked to my wife about what to cook, and she mentioned zesty chicken. A zesty chicken for us is a very simple crock pot based meal that you really can't screw up. So today we're going to see if I can indeed screw it up. The ingredients are really simple. You need about 3 pounds of raw chicken. We got a full chicken in here in our crock pot. Of course, ours is no hormones, no growth additives, all that kind of weird stuff. So it's just like a pure, clean chicken, I guess, and gluten-free, which they put gluten in chicken. Anyways, but the ingredients you're going to need: tomato juice, soy sauce, sugar, oil, garlic, and the chicken, and that's it. And you're going to mix it all together inside the crock pot, and then you're just going to let it cook. My wife has done this several times. It is one of my favorite dishes. I request it frequently, primarily because, one, it tastes good, but two, when you have that much chicken afterwards, you can use it for more than just that one dish. It goes great on a bed of salad. It goes great with quinoa. It goes great with tacos. It's just an overall very good flavor, but it doesn't really, it's not, it doesn't have a Hispanic taste. It doesn't have an Asian taste. It just kind of has its own unique flavor that goes well with all dishes. So I've gone ahead and mixed all my ingredients in here. A few things that we mess around with, just so you know. The tomato juice we actually substitute out for tomato sauce. So tomato sauce, behold, it is the organic tomato sauce. So we're just going to dump that in there. Hope for the best. Mazel tov. Okay. It also calls for half a cup of sugar. Now, we're using coconut sugar. We don't use the refined sugars of any type anymore, it turns out. So the thing you remember about this sugar, about if you ever use coconut sugar, it is great, it has a nice taste. It's not nearly as strong as refined bleached sugar. It's not going to be as sweet for its size. So keep that in mind if you're using it for recipe. I found out with my hot chocolate last night, it was terrible. But we'll go ahead and throw that in as well. And we'll mix all these things in together eventually. Now, it calls for half a cup of oil. Of course, we use coconut oil, so coconut oil, away it goes. Good luck. Merry Christmas. Happy travels. I'm going to throw that in my sink. And then we'll go ahead and get the garlic out. It calls for 3 cloves of garlic. I'm lazy because I'm lazy. So I just have some minced garlic around that we're going to throw a couple, not a couple teaspoons, but enough to where it's going to have a garlicky sensation to it. I put about 1.5 teaspoons in if it gets out. There we go. So then we'll throw that. The other things to remember, we have half cup of soy sauce. Now, we use a variant, gluten-free Kiko Man soy sauce. Now, of course, the curse of soy sauce is the mass amount of sodium that comes with it. You can say that, just deal with it. I don't have a good solution for it. Use it sparingly is my best suggestion, just because whether we realize it or not, as Americans, we consume a ton of protein. I think we all agree to that. But we also consume an ungodly amount of sodium in our diet as well. I watch people still to this day put packets of salt, on their French fries at McDonald's, which is possibly one of the most terrifying things I've ever witnessed in my life. I pray for them with mercy and grace and hope for the best and hope that they don't lose a limb or something from sodium. But either way. So just know that there is a lot of sodium in this recipe because of the soy sauce and a little because of garlic too. But we have our half cup of soy sauce, and it goes also. Now that does give it a very rich taste, but it's a trade-off. You have to figure out, what do you want? How healthy do you want it, and how much do you want to trade off for the health? This is not one of our healthier dishes. This is a good beginning of the week meal or dish to make sure that we're ready to go when the work week starts. But I will not say that of all the things we've cooked, it's one of the better things that we've cooked health-wise. But it is something that's good to go and something that you can work with pretty easily. Now, I have just a basic brush that I'm using inside the crock pot, just kind of painting over the chicken, getting everything mixed together. I'm going to turn the chicken over also. Now, most people who are good cooks and know how to cook and all those other things, they have zero issues of touching raw chicken. I, on the other hand, have an undying fear of being poisoned by salmonella and other weird diseases, and different things that could, damage the human body a little bit. So I actually just use a spatula to flip over my chicken. But right now I'm just going to mix it up a little bit. Now, when you turn it on the crock pot to cook, you have two options. One of them is the slow cook, and one of them is the fast cook. Now, I'm pretty sure most crock pot recipes have those options, so this shouldn't be much of a surprise to you. This one will cook 6 to 8 hours for slow. For fast, on high, it will cook 3 to 4 hours. Okay, I usually run it low, or I run it high for that 3 to 4, but I will cook it for 3 hours and then I'll check to see where it is, or my wife will. And where I have fears of salmonella, like I have some juice on my finger and I'm getting ready to have like a little attack here right now because I'm terrified of it, my wife will temp the living snot out of this thing to make sure it's a proper temperature. So between the two of us, we're pretty safe. Always remember, just like messing with eggs, mess with raw chicken. The chicken's great for you. Raw chicken, there's nothing great about it whatsoever. You will die. Not literally, but, well, in some cases, I guess literally. But I've got it all basted and pasted and everything else in between. As you can tell, my cooking terminology indicates that I really have no idea what I'm doing. So I'm going to go ahead and move my brush back over here. Throw it in the sink because I'll be cleaning that up here shortly. I'm a neat freak in the kitchen. I have to clean things up like the minute I spill something. So there's that soy sauce. All right, so we got all that taken care of. Now I'm just going to plug in my crock pot because everyone doesn't know how to do that. Sadly, some people really don't. All right, I turn mine to high. It starts cooking. Just to give you guys a little idea, you're going for a little trip. Enjoy. We're going to take a look here. So this is how it looks. It's just a standard raw 3-pound chicken that's been coated with that sauce, and it's going to sit inside this crock pot. Obviously it sits well above the water, or well above the sauce, for the duration of the time that it's cooking. So that's completely normal. And after I get this taken care of, I'm going to throw the lid on, make sure my area is cleaned up a little bit. Lid's sealed, we're good to go. So in about 3 hours, I'm going to check back on this thing, and we'll throw in like a little video tidbit on how it turns out or whatever. But for now, it's going to cook. I get to leave it alone. It's a crock pot, means it's idiot-proof for folks like me. And I'm going to step away from a world that I'm not aware of, aka the kitchen, and I'm heading out to the track. So, happy trails, enjoy. Hopefully this works out well for me, and we have something to eat this week. So, catch you guys later. Okay, it's been 3 hours. I've switched hoodies. I'm soaked in sweat, not that anyone needs to know that. But now we're going to check out the chicken, and we're going to see if it's any good. My wife said that it looks fine, but we're going to hope for the best. So I've got these just simple forks because I'm not smart about what I'm doing, and I'm just going to stab the chicken and pull it out. So, without burning myself, I'm going to turn this to keep warm because we're going to take some vegetables afterwards, like some peppers, and we're going to throw those peppers inside basically the sauce that's remaining from all of it, okay? So, with a white hoodie, the most intelligent thing I could do all day is get it covered. And somebody's watching this thinking, there's such a better way to do that. Alright. So there you go. I mean, it is exactly what you thought it would be at this point. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and shred it. That way we have it for all the different meals that I mentioned earlier in the video. So, but just to give you an idea of what we're looking at, you know, the beauty of the crock pot is knowing that the meat itself is going to be super tender afterwards, so it's just going to fall right off. So when you're shredding it, obviously it goes without saying that this is just scorching hot to begin with. But you've got the nice blend of the soy sauce and all the other ingredients, the sugar and all that. And I mean, and it tastes like chicken. I mean, the majority of the flavor you're going to find is going to be in the skin for the most part. So as always, I would say keep the skin. And it does have a very sweet taste to it, which is good with a little hint of saltiness. So you should enjoy it. But there you go. I mean, it's pretty simple. You knew the ingredients, threw it in there, turn it on for 3 hours, pull it out, tempt it obviously before we start the video. It's good to go. We're going to shred it and then we'll make it for a lot of different meals. So that's our zesty chicken. Not really complicated. I was able to do it, and I'm terrible in the kitchen, so that means there's hope for everybody else in the world as well. And that's it. So I'm starving because I just got done working out, and my wife is starving too because she just got done working out. So we're going to end the video, and we're going to eat. Is that okay? Okay, so from Last American Runner, Shawn Doherty, happy trails, guys. Enjoy, and I'm going to enjoy now.